And we're live.
We are live. Hi, karate.
How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. It's starting to feel like spring here in
Ooh, it
Northeast
is.
Ohio.
I see a little bit of green coming out there on the grass right now. So
Yeah.
it is, right? It's feeling like spring. Finally, tired of winter.
No snow on the ground over here.
Let's get it over with. Ashish checking in early. I know, Ashish, starting in the spring term, by the way, just registered
Nice.
with a lovely young man named Tim Ingersoll.
I know that
So
guy. I know
I
who
know
that
that guy
is.
too. So
Well, if just looking at the timestamps, I know Ashish is going to show up to class on time because we were supposed to start at 1 o'clock, well, my time,
yeah.
on the top of the hour, and he commented 18 seconds after.
Yeah, not playing games, not playing
So,
games.
unless maybe video games
Right, unless it's exactly those kinds of games. What's up, Nicholas?
from Italia. Welcome, welcome.
Yep.
And if you're just joining, this is the Animation Mentor live
Ah,
stream that we do every single month. Um, angelic. I
angelic.
got to pop this one up here.
Yeah, I like that. Look at that, right? Looking angelic is always thinking. It must be the sun coming in because it is kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, here you go.
I don't know. I think I'm like part scorpion or something because I like it dark and cool.
Yeah. Well, I had to because I don't have the light on, and if I turn this thing down, I mean, it gets real dark. Well, I guess it's not that bad.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad. All right. I mean, all right. I dig that actually. Anyway, so okay. I just didn't want to like disappear.
You're like 10% less angelic.
Okay. All right. I'll deal with it. I'm okay with it.
But yeah, if you're just joining us, this is the Animation Mentor live stream. We do this every month.
We do.
We are your hosts, student success coaches here at Animation Mentor. My name's Mars, and that guy right there.
I am Tim, also a student success coach here at Animation Mentor. What is up, Christopher? What is up, David?
Welcome. And yeah, so what is a student success coach, Tim? Tell us.
Well, what we do is we help. We guide students through this process. We try to, walk them through the steps of becoming a student, potential, job opportunities for them. What can they do when they're done with this, right?
Right.
Where are they going to go to work? Those are important things because that's what we help with, is trying to figure that out. People that have experience doing this stuff, what do they do? People that have never done this stuff before, what do they do?
Right.
So it's kind of cool for us because we get to see them from the very first stage of doing this all the way to the point to where they're like Nicholas, who's a grad, who's on there,
Right.
To where they're like working on shows, right?
Mhm.
Working on games. You're like, wow, I remember you when you were sitting in the Maya course making a little squirrel hop across the screen. Now look at you. You know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. It's pretty fulfilling.
Yeah, and just a couple of weeks ago, I was scrolling through LinkedIn and I saw two students. One was a grad, and one wasn't a grad. She was signed up for Sean Sexton's A&O6 course, but she had a big decision to make. She was like, "Well, I'm enrolled. I got into this class, but I just got offered a job, an animation job." So I was like, if there's any good reason to withdraw from a course here, which there aren't very many, but if you got to, that's a pretty good one. I'm like, go for the job.
And I'll tell you what, that once she left that spot from Sean Sexton's class, there's probably a line of people willing to fight in the street to get into that particular class. So.
Hey, Danny, good to see you here. We've been chatting a bit. Know Danny pretty well.
What's up, Danny?
He's got a cool animated project he's working on. He's not a student, although I think you should definitely take a class here at some point. But he's working with some animation mentor students on a project that he's
very cool. I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Pretty cool. What's up, Francis? Welcome to the stream.
Welcome, and that's exactly right. What Tim was just saying about what we do as student success coaches. I tell students we're air traffic controllers. You come talk to us and we tell you where to go for what you need. Whether it's which class to sign up for next, whether it's your first class or
where's
maybe
the no-fly zone.
Where's the no-fly? Like, oh, don't go over there. Those are international waters over there. But yeah, or if you need help with something, something, what's the best place to go for that? Do you need to go to your mentor?
Yeah.
Do you need to go to a live Q&A? Do you go to a daily session? So that's what we're here for. And I think that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, not every school has that, but you have real live humans here to help you out and kind of guide you through this process, which is really nice.
Yeah, what's funny is that I just talked to a student right before we went live. A guy named Harris that I
Mhm.
spoke with, and he just registered,
Oh,
right?
nice. Awesome.
For Anthony Wong's class,
Cool.
and
Good
super
mentor.
surprised to hear from me. I was texting him,
Oh,
and then
cool.
I'm like, okay, I got 5 minutes. Let me just call him real quick. Let me just call him and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm here. I want to talk to you. I said, but I got to go live here just a
I,
couple of minutes. So I
I got
just
my TV show.
hopefully you could drop in and see what we're doing in there. But he was so excited to just get the acceptance email that came to him. And then
Nice.
he's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm jumping into this thing. And I'm like, that's super duper cool. So
That's awesome.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, put up those things. Yeah. Yeah. Last
Almost.
project
You're
in
getting there.
Illinois. Yeah, sign for the next class. Yeah, I mean, this is super cool. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yep, exactly. She got this.
Cool. And just to I'll let you guys know, this live stream is for you. If you're tuning in from LinkedIn, I see YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah,
TikTok as well. We're here to answer your questions. So, any questions that you have about, how Animation Mentor works, anything about tuition, registration,
all the things.
all the things, let us know. Applications, how do you
Yep,
apply? What do you have to do for the application?
all the stuff.
This is what we're here for.
Put up that
And
Cameron comment. That's a sweet one, dude. Right? Look at that. Hey, Cameron, I had one of my previous students from the Maya short course message me the other day. Let me know he's working at Frame Store on Paddington
Nice.
3 and the
Yep.
live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
Going from just doing the Maya stuff, learning this software, right? That's a
Yeah.
super noob. And then now they're working on big shows at Frame Store. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was exciting. It was just scrolling through LinkedIn, and like I said, it was two students that I had worked with in the beginning are now currently working in the industry. So that's always super exciting for us to hear. And that's the cool thing about our school too. I mean, once you help somebody sign up, Tim, is that the last you ever talk to them? I
No.
mean, these students, they stay in contact with us. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
and
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 even
and they're
even
jumping in
after
here, right?
graduation,
You know,
right,
they're
right,
jumping in here too, right? And so there's some veterans that are
oh
in
yeah,
this,
exactly.
thread as well. So very cool. Well, and for us, like you've got that banner going at the bottom right now,
Yeah,
we got a lot of stuff going on. March 31st is a big one for us because that's the spring term, right? That's the spring
20 days away.
class. Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're already there. It feels like 2025 just started and we're already like diving midway through March right now.
Right,
So it's
that
crazy. We're
Q1 is almost over.
Right now, we're still accepting applications for the spring term.
Yep.
But if you're applying for the spring term, we're looking, we're really looking at applications for people that have Maya experience because those are folks that could probably start in that class if they want to. If you haven't used Maya yet, I'd recommend taking the Maya course to begin with, right? Start your journey there, right?
Yep.
Learn how to use the software. Like, yeah, there you go, sweet. Like the message that Cam had put up there about one of his previous students that was in the Maya course. Starting that course because it is the foundational course that leads to everything else beyond that, right? Going into animation basics where Ashish is and things like that. And so do that. And then if you want to get started, in the summer term, we're actually doing applications for the summer term. And then you could take one of those upcoming Maya courses as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Maya course is great. You know what I really like about that class? I've heard from some other students that they were going to study Maya on their own and stuff like that. And there's different, online, self-study programs and stuff like that. But what I really like about our course, I think what makes it really different is that it specifically shows you the tools you need to animate because Maya is massive, right? You know that
Yeah.
it can do so many different things from, modeling, rigging, animation, lighting, visual effects. But if you want to be an animator, you just need to know, what are the key tools. It's funny. I remember working in the office years ago, and I ran into Bobby, and we're Bobby Beck. You guys might know who that is, and we were chatting about Maya, and he's like, "Yeah, I just use 8 tools." to animate in Maya.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this course is very specific to 3D character animation. So you're not working on all of those extra things that, can get kind of overwhelming if you're trying to learn on your own. But
That you'll
having
never need.
right, right. But having the guidance of a mentor there every single week, having that structure of assignments every week as well, this is the course for that for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. I mean, there's some good ones that are up there, right? Carly, is the industry getting any better? I finished school with a hot reel 1.5 years ago, but still cannot find jobs. Sometimes it's also where you're applying, right? And sometimes, you want to get a job probably close to where you live, but sometimes there aren't opportunities like that. And so
Yeah.
you have to branch out a little bit further, than that. And you know what? To be honest with you, sometimes we need other people to look at our reels. And so that's why we have this advanced placement process here at the school. So for folks like you that already have a hot reel, as you'd said, why not get it looked at by somebody that is an animator? A pro animator can look
Yeah.
at your reel, tell us exactly what they see that looks good with it, areas that need help with it, and then they could actually like match you up with the class that they feel would probably best suit what skill level you're at. That's called advanced placement. So if that's
Yep.
something you want to do, get a free reel review out of it, and
Do
then
that
also
5
a
times.
recommendation for another class. You might just be a step away, right? It
Right.
might be a cartoony shot away or a creature shot away from locking in a job. So, but the
Yep.
industry is getting a lot better. We had a great webinar that we had with Sean Sexton of DreamWorks and Gonzo Gonzalez from
Yep.
DreamWorks, and then I
Yep.
can't think of the other. He was from Riot Games, and they specifically talked about the industry and how it's definitely trending upwards, and there's a lot more opportunities for work out there, not just in animated movies, but also a lot in games as well. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about it because all of us, we always rely upon entertainment. So I mean, I'm a nut when it comes to movies and games. So it's coming back for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, and actually there was a question from it looks like Abhi247 over on Instagram. Thoughts on the
Yeah.
industry now that Technicolor has closed. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
And there's other studios that have sort of taken those shows that they were working on. So
Right.
anything that they were working on is not just thrown in the trash, because that kind of happened with Blue Sky, right? Remember
Yeah,
that? And
we
when
saw
they
that.
closed,
Yep.
a bunch of other studios picked them up, like movies like Nimona,
Yeah.
right? Intergalactic,
Yep.
Garfield, right?
And
Those things
yeah.
were snatched up by other studios and finished. And so the Technicolor stuff, though, that work's getting done, and those animators, just like what happened in Blue Sky, are getting out and getting into other gigs elsewhere. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we saw that. I thought it was amazing. I mean, I saw direct because I'm connected with so many great people in the industry on LinkedIn as well, and it was just so cool to see the open arms of like,
The
hey,
support. Yeah.
the support of the industry, the community. The animation industry isn't as big as you think it is. It's kind of a smaller community, but yeah, they were very, very supportive. I think that there is some flexing that's happening with bigger studios right now, but we are seeing a rise in hiring in the small to medium sized studios right now too. So
And that's the thing about it. Don't forget about those. One of our mentors is an animator over at Crafty Apes, and he's
right,
moved around a
right.
little bit. And that's a studio that we're like, look, well, where's that? Well, look at what they do. And you're going to go, oh, I know what they do. I've seen their stuff.
Right.
Just like Animated Callum up here, who put a comment up about Jellyfish Studios, most
I was
people
going
from
to
the
say
outside
Jellyfish. Yep.
don't really know who Jellyfish is until you actually go to their site and go, oh, I thought that this was a DreamWorks. Yeah. Coca-Cola doesn't just make Coca-Cola, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's the same
Totally.
thing with some of these bigger studios. They don't just
Yeah.
make, their stuff. They
Their
have a
own
bunch of
brand,
other
yep.
studios that also kind of pitch into that kind of stuff. So
Cool.
yeah.
We got some questions from Instagram piling up here, so let's throw some of these out.
Let's do it.
Triple A Gaia Naughty from Instagram says, "I'm a student of 3D animation and was wondering what's the one single practice or activity you have done for a good growth in animation industry." So I think they're asking for kind of a good single area that you could practice on. It's really hard to say without knowing what your work level is. I wouldn't say there's one single thing that you should practice. And Tim was just talking about advanced placement. If you're interested in taking a course here, applying for advanced placement is a really good way to kind of level set and see what your skill level is through the eyes of a professional animator. And that's really going to help you kind of narrow down what you need to focus on. And again, we have students here that are brand new to animation, but we have lots of students who have previous animation experience, graduates of certain programs, and even professionals working in the industry as well. If you're interested in taking a class, you might be a great candidate for advanced placement.
I dig it.
Cool. What else we got? Let's see. There's another one here. I have a question. This is from Heranima on Instagram. Hi, I have a question about which animation course should be better to start after doing a generalist course. Another great question. I think the advanced placement is definitely going to be good for you as well. If you're applying for the programs here, either the character animation program or game animation program, all you have to do is include a link to your demo reel. We'll get that in front of a mentor and have them review that and recommend a good starting course for you. If you've done a generalist course, though, my guess is probably going to be that you need to start off with animation basics and really get those 12 principles down at a very high level, because that's what we do. It's not like we just cover the 12 principles in 1 or 2 weeks and move on to something else, which I hear happens quite a bit. We really dive into that for 12 full weeks.
Yeah. And Animated Callum, actually the best time to go back to Animation Mentor and pick up some new skills at the workshops. Well, short courses, right, are sort of those elective courses, right, that a lot of our students. So if you already have prior experience doing this kind of stuff, for some of the other comments that were on there, like the one with the hot demo reel, right?
Yeah.
Adding these types of things to your reel is going to definitely enhance it. And I can tell you this, you're always having to improve your shots. You're constantly having to do it. So you can't just, because we'll see a demo reel from like 2022. And you're like, really? You haven't done anything since then? You add some new stuff to it, right? Because otherwise it's going to be hard for you to break into the industry with a reel that's got a date. And honestly, I probably wouldn't put a date on it anyway.
Not a bad tip.
Right, pro tip. See it, because look at a guy like me is going, wait a minute, you haven't done anything since 2022? There's a problem, right? And so going back and taking some of these elective courses, working on some creature stuff and some cartoony stuff, that's going to definitely help you out quite a bit.
For sure. Cool. So more questions coming in. Makai's here. Good to see you, Makai. He was looks like he's planning on starting his own course. Doing stop motion. Well, good luck with that.
Sweet.
And let's see, what else do we got here? This is actually a perfect question here, because wanted to bring this up anyway. You won't believe the timing on this, Tim.
Okay.
This is from Bunny17. As Unreal is evolving, is there any Unreal course available for animators?
Yeah, and that is something that we are looking at right now as we speak. Because we realize the importance of diversity within your software knowledge. You got to have that stuff, right? Not just if you're a game animator, but guess what? Unreal is also being used for animation as well, right?
Absolutely.
And so learning that tool to go along with the Maya stuff, you're going to really be in a good position to get yourself into the industry in a lot of different areas for sure. So that's a great question. Perfect timing.
Yeah. And take a look at this. We've got a webinar happening, a free workshop this Friday, Unreal Engine for Animators. Scan that QR code. This is 100% free. So check that out. And we've got a pretty amazing mentor, Olivier Zerker, I believe his last name is going to be facilitating this. This is going to be a really good one. So check that out.
He's amazing.
Yeah. And we do, of course, cover Unreal in our game animation program as well.
Yeah. I dig it.
Cool. There's more questions here. Let's see. We've got another one from Name Kumar on Instagram. Hello, sir. I have a question. What is the maximum salary for a 3D animator? Maximum.
Wow.
$1 million.
Yeah. Hold on. $1 million. You gotta do the thinking.
It's a good question. I don't know
Man,
the maximum. I could definitely say that it probably goes up into the six figures for senior level animators.
senior level,
People,
yeah,
head of character animation, supervisor if you're supervising other animators,
yeah.
and you're working at a major animation studio, could definitely be up in the six figures. And just to let you know, I mean, for minimums, what I've seen, trolling around on Indeed and talking to people, I've seen minimums of about 44 to 75,000 US dollars per year for beginning animators as well. So,
And a
um,
lot of it's, region specific, right?
oh,
I
absolutely,
mean,
absolutely, yeah, for
depending on
sure.
the area that you're living in, it will directly affect the wages that you'll be earning.
Yeah,
Pete Roby, I know that's you, Pete, LinkedIn user. Hey, kids, I know Pete anywhere. Come on,
the LinkedIn user.
it's like his tagline. I love it.
LinkedIn user. Cool, cool. Are you? I don't know if you had it. Yeah, if he's saying, "Hey, kids," we know who that is. Uh, we've got more questions over here. Instagram. Commander J873 is asking, "What are the key differences between feature film animation and game animation?" Great, great question there. And our buddy Cam already had a reply. I'm going to go ahead and read what he wrote because he's got some really good information here. So we're going to check this out. Cam says, key difference is that game animation focuses more on cycles, mechanics, and creating blends between animation movesets, where feature animation focuses on body mechanics and acting performances. That's Thanks for the assist, Cam. That is
Dude, that's
really
a huge
perfectly
assist.
said.
That's
Yeah,
an alley oop to a dunk.
right. They've definitely got the dunk on that one. So yeah, that absolutely. And we cover both. We have two full
Yeah.
18-month programs covering both. First three courses are the same because those are really the fundamentals of ANO1, the 12 principles of animation, body mechanics, advanced body mechanics. So yeah, thanks for that, Cam. That's perfectly said.
Yeah. Sega Player 2, hello to you as well. Good to
Love the
have you.
name. Love the name.
Yep, dig it.
Well, Tim, we're time is flying. I
We're
I
flying.
hear you've got a little bit of an announcement.
We do, we do. So, we partnered with Women in Animation, WIA, many, many years ago, and we've always been a huge supporter of WIA and what they do, and we're trying everything we can to help advance, gender equity, in animation studios from around the world, right? And part of that is, we have our student club at Animation Mentor, which is very strong. And the cool thing is, it's an international club. So there are students in this
Nice.
club from around the world. And so part of our support is also offering discounts for their maker level memberships, right? And so
Nice.
what we did is we threw out an opportunity to win one of our short courses, right?
Nice.
And also offer a 20% discount to the maker level membership. You got to be a member of WIA to get these emails with these
Nice.
offers that are in them. And so after, having this out there for quite a while, we got a lot of responses from that. And so we
Lot.
have a wheel of destiny that we
Ooh,
are going to spin to pick the winner of this particular short course. We're stoked about it because this thing is huge. Look at that thing. It's hard to tell,
it's hard to
but
tell.
but
A
but
little
I'm
hard to
telling you
tell.
right now, that thing is loaded with what, 308 names, I
I
think
think
is what it
308 is
is.
the magic number. Yeah.
Absolutely insane. And so what will happen is, we'll spin the wheel. Wherever it lands, that's going to be the winner of the short course. The short course to us are things like the Maya course, cartoony, storyboarding, digital
Digital paint.
painting,
Hmm.
previs, viz dev,
Yeah.
game animation fundamentals. Golly, what
Nice.
else?
All right.
Did I just say digital painting? I think I
Yep. You said
did.
digital painting. Yep. I
Both
think you.
storyboard courses are in there. So
Yep.
any of
2D
our
animation.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Our 2D courses. So any of our 6-week courses, the name that this thing lands on, they win one of those.
That's a
So
$900 value.
it's a kind of a big deal, right? And
That's
then
pretty
the
big.
names that don't get selected on here, be sure to check your email inbox because it's not over.
Right.
There's something that's going to be sitting in your email inbox after this is over that you can take advantage of as well. So definitely go to the inbox and check it.
All right. Are we
So
ready?
let's do it, man.
All right. Can you put your finger up there and spin
Oh,
it?
dude, it's happening. Hold on. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Oh,
Oh,
good timing.
oh,
You hear the
tick,
little.
tick, 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 tick.
Where's
I
it gonna
dig it.
land?
Come on. Who we have?
Claudia Vilku.
Claudia Vilku. Claudia,
Yep.
I hope you're watching because this was being, streamed on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And so hopefully you're seeing this and you are a winner in this. And we'll be reaching out to you as well and walking you through the steps to creating your account, getting registered, logging into the AM Student Campus, and getting started. So congratulations to you.
Awesome. Congrats. That's a big deal. Very, very cool. Let's see. Well, we've still got a few more questions coming in.
Cool.
So this is great. So, totally Dan says, "I've failed the course, but I'll be back." That's. I'm sorry to hear you failed, but I'm glad to hear that you'll be
It
back.
happens.
It does, and that's it. I mean, that's honestly one of the best things that you can do is not give up. I remember when we had Bula Rebello on the
Yeah,
on
but
the
just I
show.
was like, yeah,
Yeah, and he was like, the only way that you can ever become a successful animator is by not giving up. You gotta
yeah.
you gotta keep doing it. So that's great. And it happens.
And isn't it wild? This is how much animation means to people. Bula is one of our mentors here. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You've seen all of his work, I can guarantee you that.
Oh yeah. Or
It
played
means
it
so
in a
much
video
to
game.
him that his kids are going to be starting school with us,
It's pretty cool.
right?
Pretty cool.
I mean,
Yep.
that's pretty amazing. He's like, so this is pretty cool, man. And so it should be exciting time for spring and summer.
Awesome, awesome. Another question here from Ralph Prithavi. What does a studio look for in animation? Wondering if you mean animators, maybe. But if it's animators, I can definitely tell you what they're looking for. They want to have a candidate that's got a really strong demo reel that
Yeah.
shows, really good understanding of the 12 principles of animation. That needs to be super strong. You got to
Yeah.
have your timing, your spacing, your weight down, body mechanics,
Big
those
deal.
types of things. So yeah, and basically everything that we cover in both either our character animation program or game animation program.
You know what else? When I watched that Sean Sexton and Gonzo thing was when they were talking about demo reels. They're
Yeah.
like, look, they always remember the funny stuff.
Oh yeah,
The
that's
funny
true.
stuff. They will always remember that after the fact, as opposed to something super
Yeah.
serious. That was one thing that was mentioned in there. Cover letters. They even mentioned that they don't even really look at cover letters.
Yeah.
So you could put all that stuff in there, but at the end of the day, they only care about what's on the reel. Don't
Right.
give them 2 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Keep it short, short and
Keep it
sweet.
short and sweet. Put the best stuff up front and
Yep.
wow them and make them laugh.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. I mean, we look at all the demo reels that come in here just for the school, and every once in a while there'll be one that really stands out. We'll send it to each other. We're like, check this one out. This is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And
Somebody
it
applied
is.
for advanced placement just yesterday, and all
Yeah.
their work was from not all of it, but a bunch of it was from the Pinocchio movie,
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah,
latest one. I mean, they got
Nice.
placed in class 5, which is insane. Their work was killer. I was like, I've seen this,
I've seen this, right? Sumit 8899 Singh from Instagram's asking, does animation have a future? Such an existential question.
He sure is. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
We
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
be doing this if we didn't think
yeah.
it did,
I
right?
mean, honestly, I feel like animation is like a startup at the moment, even though we've got decades of experience,
Yeah.
and evolution, behind us. I feel like we're just kind of getting started. I mean, with people are talking about AI. I think that's going to be bringing in some amazing new tools that
Yeah.
animators are going to be using. And I feel like VR and AR hasn't even really taken off that much yet. I mean, we've got
Agreed.
goggles and there's different things that are happening there, but I feel like we're just kind of at the forefront of what's happening next. I think that's pretty exciting, to be honest.
It's so funny because, when everybody was feeling threatened about AI,
Hmm.
after diving in more and more, you're like, wait a minute. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So AI is not a threat. If anything, it's going to help to, open up more projects.
Yeah.
Watching again that same webinar with Sean and Gonzo, it was like it gave me a sense of relief and calm when
Hmm.
I listened to them about what AI does. Certain studios like DreamWorks, they don't use AI. That was talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
in there. but the
Yeah.
ones that do are using it for things that, you know, it can't create the human thought. It only does things that have already happened. It can't think about what's not happened yet.
Right.
It can't do that as of yet. It's not a threat, Carly, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like it's if I was to give a visual, since we're all artists here, of what AI is, it's like this wild bucking horse. It's just like acting all crazy, and then you're starting to get closer to it, and you got a
Yeah.
carrot in your hand, and you're taming it, and and eventually you're like, oh, I learned how to harness this horse. I can get on and ride and have a great time now. I don't know. This is a visual I was thinking of.
Yeah. Thank God you pronounced that B.
Uh, All right. What else we got here? There's more comments coming in. Instagram is pretty popping off right now. Let's see. This is from Salmi Hamza from Instagram. Hi, I'm working as a 3D character animator with 6 years of experience. Looking forward to level up my skills by joining animation mentor course, but I'm not sure which course should I choose. So yeah, we did talk about this a little bit
Yep.
earlier. Advanced placement is definitely for you.
Yeah.
If you check out the application, even if you're not quite ready to fill it out, check out the application. You'll see there is an advanced placement section. I just threw a QR code up for you. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and scan that code. It'll take you to the application. You can see in the advanced placement section, super easy.
Yeah.
You'll just pop in a link to your demo reel or your website, whatever it is, and we'll get that in front of a mentor. They'll take a look
And
at it.
the notes are so detailed too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. I
it's
agree with that.
it's it's so detailed because I'll watch a reel and go, yeah, that looks really awesome. That looks super cool. And then I'll look at the notes and go, okay. And then I'll watch the reel again and go, oh,
Right.
okay. I see what
Right.
you're talking
Right.
about.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, we still have more questions. I think we can take we started a tad late, so let's keep going with these Instagram questions.
Let's do it.
First of all, Nima says hi. So hello to you.
Hi, Nima.
Hi. And after that, Commander J again, 873 is asking, aren't communication skills super important, especially when you're working for a studio? That's a great question. Absolutely. That's,
Without a
I
doubt.
mean, aside from being a great animator, you got to learn how to work on a team. You know,
And you got to be kind of an actor a little bit.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, you definitely need to have good communication skills. I mean, think about the 3D production pipeline. It's not just you, or even easier. Think of the credits at the end of of an animated film.
Yeah.
A lot of people that you're working with, so you got to be able to communicate really well. Your animation supervisor, other teams, various people on your own team as well. So, yeah, communication super important.
Yeah. Big time.
Cool. And then, how about this? How to prepare for a career as a game or as an animator in the game industry from Ankit, asking that from Instagram. Um, Unreal, you got to learn Unreal. I think that's going to be super important. We did talk about this a little bit earlier too, and some of those key differences between our game animation program and character animation program. You got to be focusing on cycles, mechanics, creating
Yeah.
blends between animation move sets, things like that. So there's a lot of things. And if you missed it, I'll throw it up here one more time.
Is
We
that
are
the
having.
Ankit I know?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. I wondered what happened.
I don't know which
Hey,
one you know.
Chicken Lip Nerd. Chicken Lip Nerd. I wanted to say hi from a 2007 alum. Great to see AM alive and well. Heck yeah. Guess what? Guess what's coming up on the 27th? Chicken Lip Nerd. It's our 20th anniversary.
20th years. Yeah, that's pretty
20
amazing.
deep, 20
Yep.
large.
2005, March of 2005.
Absolutely insane there. And definitely, if we were having a contest of username of the day, Chicken Lip Nerd wins.
That's
It's just
good.
my opinion. And then also Jeff Guevara checks in and says, "Hey Mars, long time no
Hey,
talk."
Jeff. It's been a while. Good to hear from you.
Super cool. Good.
Cool. Well, there are a few questions on Instagram that we didn't get to, but I would encourage you to reach out to us. If we did miss your question, sorry about that. We did get a bunch of them today, but there's a lot of ways to get a hold of us. First of all, follow us. If you want to be notified about upcoming events that we're doing, these live streams. Make sure that that you do. Cameron's typing the answer to one of these questions. Um, Maybe I'll go ahead and answer that in just a quick second. But yeah, do follow us because that's when you're going to get notified of when we're going live. You can email us direct at admissions@animationmentor.com. Goes right to me and Tim. We check those all the time. I would like to say 5 days a week, but it's about 7 days.
It's
a week
about
that we check.
7.
We're always checking those. And you can call us or text us as well. Phone number is 877-326-4628. And in case you didn't know, we are based here in the United States. We get that question from time to time.
Yeah.
Since Cam did take the time to write this out, I'm going to answer this last question before we go. TTAC Animation on Instagram asks, how do you get over the awkwardness of filming reference? Great question.
Oh,
Yeah, good one. And Cam's got an answer for us too. Strong fundamentals, strong. He said wrong message. Is this wrong? Okay.
he said
Just
all
wanted
that.
to make. Oh, I see. I see. I was reading the wrong question. Sorry. he had two questions in there. Thanks for man. I couldn't do this without Cam. Thank you. How to produce a show-stopping reel? What tips and advice do you have? There we go. So he asked two questions. So we did have an answer to that question. And Cam said, strong fundamentals, strong body mechanics, a strong understanding of acting and performance, and learning things like cinematography and framing to make your reel pop are the keys. So really great advice to
are the
lead
keys.
us on. Are the keys.
Mm-hmm.
You can key in on those if you
want. Harris, this has been amazing. Harris just registered for class. Literally.
Awesome. That's
right?
awesome.
With Anthony Wong of Pixar.
Yep.
Right.
Cool. Well, thank you, everyone, as well. That time flew by. You guys had lots of great questions. Thank you, Instagram, for tuning in because we had tons of great questions there. And this will be posted to our social media channels. If you missed it or if you joined late, be sure to check us out there.
But
and
you just can't stop watching us.
Yeah, right. We'll be back. And we'll see you on Friday. Actually, we'll be there on Friday for that Unreal thing. Here, I'll throw it up one more time.
Hanging out at the end, doing some little Q&A action.
Come hang out with us on Friday. Until then.
Laters.
See ya. Have a good one.